And away from Yobe to Kaduna State, where women from Kapam community, that's the host community of the Kaduna Refining and Petrochemical Company, were at the gate of the refinery to protest. They blocked all access to the refinery as they claim that the activities of the refinery has an effect on their health and livelihoods. We'll bring you details in this report.
The entrance of the Kaduna Refining and Petrochemical Company is the scene of an unusual protest. Women of the host community of Kapam, accompanied by other local residents, block access to the facility. They allege that the chemicals released by the refinery have led to a series of disturbing incidents, raising serious concerns about their health and safety.
Our animals are dying. Our crops, all, if you go inside and check, you see what is going on. We inherit what is not good, and they refuse to come out to talk to us. We are angry. We will not let anybody in. Our children are dying. Our crops are dying.
The day before yesterday, we start perceiving chemicals from refinery. That's where the things is too much. Even our goats dying, our human beings, even some men and women here, they're fed.
I bought a rice farm here. I am retired. The only source is this very farm that I have. To my greatest shock, I came and made the rice farm completely black.
Yam farm that I collected loan to farm, roughly 1,500 bags of yam. Now, this chemical just came upon the whole thing and it destroyed them in totality.
The protesters turned away anyone attempting to gain entry in a display of their frustration and fear. Turnaround maintenance of the refinery is currently ongoing with the aim of reviving the facility by the 31st of December 2024. A senior staff member who spoke to us off camera acknowledged the community's concerns, revealing that an accident a few days ago led to the discharge of these chemicals. Some refinery staff later addressed the protesters, assuring them that the affected locals will be compensated for any harm caused.
So we have saw what they complained. We are going back to see our MD. So they are our neighbors. So we try as much as possible to bring succor to them.
In the immediate term, Kapam community is calling for health examinations to assess the impact of the alleged chemical exposure. And in the long term, they are demanding a comprehensive compensation for all affected individuals. Lupe Asom, TVC News, Kaduna.
A climate and environment campaigner for environmental rights action, Friends of the Earth Nigeria, Babawale Obayonju, joins me on the news at 10. Good to have you join us. So I know that you've
Thank
seen...
you very much for inviting me tonight.
I know that you've seen incidents like this before, or you heard of them as well, but the plant or the refinery has given their own explanation of an incident leading to a discharge. But, you know, just from what you already know, what's the possible explanation for this?
Well, thank you very much once again. The story from the people, it's actually their experience, and it's not different from what others who have been around refineries have experienced before. I'll give you a typical example. In the year 2009, late 2008, early 2009 through 2009, the community where they had a refinery in Delta State called Ubeji suffered also from a similar kind of incident, but theirs wasn't just chemicals, theirs was soot. So all the houses around the petrochemical plant at that time had black soot on their roofs, on their wall, in their kitchen, the floor, every part of their home had soot. And they started having strange diseases thereafter. And that led to several protests, several complaints, several action, even the death of some people. So these people complaining right now for just routine maintenance, not even this full capacity production, which the government aims to do, which is to make a refinery up to speed about 60% by December. This is just routine maintenance. So let's look at it. There are several hazards that goes with refineries and those who live around refineries. Statistics have shown, and our own experience with this community people have also reviewed this, and even the United Nations Environment Program report of 2011 on the Kony land also has proven this fact. People who live around refineries, many of them are prone to asthma and other respiratory diseases. They are also prone to cancer, especially cancer of the colon, cancer of the bladder, cancer of the lungs, and prostate cancer. This is no hearsay, it's a fact, and documents are there to prove it. So these community people who have come out now to complain about a chemical, this is just one accident. When this the refinery comes to full capacity, what kind of accidents are we going to experience more?
And Mr. Bayoju, that brings to mind, because I heard,
Yes.
you know, people, one of the refinery workers talking about the compensation. People are talking about their crops being dead because of these chemicals. And I'm wondering, what kind of compensation can you give if their crops are dying and their health is at risk? And I wanted to speak to the issue of compensation.
Yeah, compensation in itself, you know, the compensation that we have seen in communities, when it comes to compensation, the companies that are involved most of the time do not compensate and cannot compensate enough for the damages that have been done. When they say they want to compensate, they might then come out and say, those who have crops on maybe 50 meters, or those who have crops on 100 meters, those who have crops on XYZ, they will be the ones who determine what kind of compensation they will offer. But the people who have suffered the loss, they know what they have lost. In this, just imagine the food that would have come from that place, maybe would have entered on my table in Benin City, for example. But now that food crop is destroyed. So who is going to compensate for the time wasted, the money spent, the energy put in? My dears, it's hard to be, that kind of compensation is hard. But the big question I would like to also ask, has a new EIA been done for this turnaround maintenance or the beginning or the restarting of this refinery? Because if that an EIA was done, they would have known, for example, that these are the kind of issues that would arise and how they will solve it. But I'm hearing one of the staff saying, we are going to get our MD, our director, to know the next step to do. If there are plans already, this should not be a case. So this is a call for every one of us to sit up. Even those, like, for example, the refinery we have in Lagos, many people are buying houses around there, buying lands around there. These are potential risks that we all stand to meet if we decide to leave our refinery. And if refineries are built around people. So the people complaining, it is going to be hard to really have commensurate compensation for these community people. I don't know how that refinery is going to do it.
Well, a sad one there, but continue to follow that story and see how it plays out. Thank you so much for your time. Climate Environment Campaigner for Environmental Rights Action, Friends of the Earth Nigeria, Babawale Obayonjo.